Hi, I'm Dr. Joe DeMarco, chiropractor and owner of OcraMed Health, and I'm here to talk to you about tight hamstrings today. It's probably one of the most common things I hear from patients. I've had hundreds of patients over the years complain to me about no matter how much they stretch and stretch and stretch, they just can't seem to increase their hamstring flexibility. And I have a very simple explanation, a very simple answer for that. You can't stretch something that's not stretchy. And I know that sounds funny, but what I mean by that is a rubber band is stretchy, so you can take a rubber band and stretch it. Something like this, a strap, it's not stretchy material, so I don't care if you spend all day pulling and stretching on this band. This is not going to stretch. It's not stretchy material. So how does that relate to trying to stretch out the hamstrings? Well, normally muscle tissue is elastic in nature, and when you stretch it, it will elongate, it will become more flexible, and you'll increase your mobility. However, let's take a look at just a little model I've put together here. And if you look at these bands as being muscle fibers and the saran wrap over them as being fascia, normally the tissue, like I just said, is normally elastic. So if you go to stretch, and picture this being your hamstring muscles going down the back of your legs, if you go to stretch this, it's going to elongate and you'll be able to get some results from spending time stretching. However, over time we develop little micro traumas, injuries, different things that happen, and every time that happens, your body begins laying down fascial adhesions, scar tissue, fibrous material in there to help repair micro traumas or injuries, and it starts binding up the muscle fibers. And it's fibrous material, it's not stretchy material, and over time we can accumulate quite a bit of this type of material in muscle tissue. And this fibrous material does not stretch. It's not stretchy material. Trying to stretch this is like trying to stretch this. It's not going to stretch. So what's our solution to all of this? Is we need to get in there and we need to try to break up that fascial adhesion. Once we can break up that adhesion, then we can begin the process of stretching out the muscle. So what I want to show you today is the process of breaking up that fascial adhesion so that you can begin getting some results with your hamstring stretching. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's take a look first at the anatomy of the three hamstring muscles. There's three hamstring muscles. There's the semimembranosus, the semitendinosus, and the largest, the biceps femoris. Now, all three hamstring muscles actually originate up at what they sometimes is called the sit bone of the pelvis, the ischial-tuberosity. That's when you're sitting down. That's basically the part of the pelvis that we sit on. And all three actually originate up in there, except for the bicep femoris, which has and you can't really see too much on this diagram, but there's what we call a short head of the bicep femoris that actually attaches to the lower part also of the femur. So all three attach up at the ischial-tuberosity, but the bicep femoris has a shorter head that actually also originates off of the lower part of the femur. The semimembranosus and the semitendinosus actually go along the medial side and attach on the tibia on the medial side, while the bicep femoris attaches on the fibula and tibia on the lateral side. So there's three hamstring muscles. Bicep femoris is the largest. When we're working fascial techniques on the hamstring, we want to make sure that we're getting all three hamstring muscles as we work any adhesions from the origin to the insertion. Okay, so that's the anatomy. Let's get to work on trying to break up some adhesions in those three hamstring muscles. Now, first off, never do this when you're cold. Never do this. You always want to do any type of fascial release work when you're warmed up. I personally like to do it after I work out. That's when blood is in the muscle tissue. If you're not working out first, then make sure you warm up really well. Ride a bike for 10 minutes. Take a walk. Anything to get some blood flow into the muscle tissue. You want to always do that first. You can also, as part of a warm-up, I don't do this to break up the adhesions. I consider it more of a warm-up, but you can do some foam rolling just to get some blood flow in there. In order to get deep into those adhesions, we're going to use a massage ball, not a foam roller, but you can use the foam roller as more of a warm-up. So do some rolling over the hamstring with the foam roller, take a walk, warm up, do it after you work out, whatever. Just make sure there's blood flowing through the tissue. So we're going to take a massage ball. Of course, as always, this is a Tai Chi ball from OcraMed Health. The texture on this is excellent for getting deep into fascial adhesions. If you have something similar to this, great, use it. If you don't, go to my website, www.ocramedhealth.com, and you can get yourself one of these. So what are we going to do first is we're going to go along the hamstring, just sitting down just like this in a chair, on a bench, and we're going to start at one end of the hamstrings. And as we showed you, there's 3 hamstring muscles. So we're going to take a few minutes doing this because the hamstring muscles are pretty big, and you have 3 of them, and we want to hit several spots along the way. If you actually can feel a particular knot, that's what concentrate on that. So if I find the knot right on my semitendinosus and I want to spend a little time on it, absolutely put the ball right on top of that knot. Put the weight of your leg down on the ball. Have the knee bent, and now with the pressure down on that ball and the knee bent, extend out the leg as far as you can, squeeze it for a 2 count, and then bring it back. And do that 8 to 10 times on that knot, putting as much weight and much pressure down on the ball. If you want, you can use your hands to put a little pressure down on the ball. Find another knot or 2. If you don't have any particular knots, then I would just work each hamstring muscle in several spots, just from the high insertion area of the hamstrings all the way down towards the knee area. Work it on the outside, work it on the inside. So just hit various different spots, each time just putting the weight of your leg down onto the ball and performing 8 to 10 extensions of the leg. What you're basically doing when you do that is, if these are the muscle fibers, you're getting the texture of the ball digging into the fascial adhesions, you're trapping it with the ball, and then by straightening out the leg, you're actually elongating those hamstring muscles, and you're forcing those adhesions to basically pull apart in there. And that's what we want to try to do. So sitting down, multiple areas with the pressure from the ball. If you want to get the ball even in deeper, what I do sometimes is just take a small book and actually put the ball on top of the book. And that'll actually drive the Tai Chi ball deeper into the adhesions also. So you can use a small book to get a little deeper penetration if you feel like you're not getting deep enough. Does doing fascia release work on the hamstring, does it hurt a little bit? You bet it does. Any type of fascia release work, you're going to have a little discomfort. So ease into it. Don't try to loosen up your hamstrings all in one session. A little at a time. You want to work into the amount of pressure you put down onto a massage ball such as this. So it's an uncomfortable thing that you have to get used to. So work on it, build up pressure onto it a little at a time. You can leave a little discoloration. You can leave a black and blue mark. That's nothing to worry about. That happens sometimes when you're doing fascia release work on any part of the body. Okay, let me show you another technique on how to get in there with the massage ball and break up some more adhesions. Okay, so here's the next technique we're going to use. All we're going to need is 3 things. We're going to need that Tai Chi ball again. We're going to need some type of wide elastic type of exercise band, or you can use a belt, a wide belt. Actually, you'll be able to get more pressure with the belt, but so start off with the band. You may want to switch to a belt eventually, and then all we're going to need is some type of strap. So what are we going to do? Well, if you have a knot like we talked about before, go right to that particular area. If you don't have a particular knot that you feel back there, we're just going to hit multiple areas along the hamstrings, starting from the origin of the hamstrings up near that ischial tuberosity, working down towards the knee. We have 3 hamstring muscles, so we're going to hit multiple locations. But once again, if you have a particular knot, focus on that. So we're going to take this exercise band, and I'm going to take the ball, I'm going to get it deep into a part of my hamstring muscle. I'm going to push it in, and then I'm going to use this band to hold it in position. And so I'm going to try to get this the ball in as tight as I can. So I'm going to put this band on pretty tight. Of course, go to your tolerance. But we're going to wrap that band several times around the leg so that Tai Chi ball is in a solid position there, and you can feel it deep into the hamstring muscles. There we go. And then we'll just tie off the band just like that. So ball's in pretty tight. I can feel it pressing in. When you do this, do it with your knee bent so that way the hamstring muscles are relaxed. Don't put the ball in with the leg out straight, but I have the knee bent while I was doing that. That'll actually allow me to get in deeper. The hamstrings are in a relaxed position. Once you have it secured, Get on your back. If you want to put a pillow behind your head, by all means do so. Use your fingers to press that ball in even a little bit tighter. And then from this position, you're going to extend the leg out as straight as you can. Hopefully get it as straight as you can to here. Hold it for a 2 count, 1,000, 1,002, and come back. Now, if you can't straighten the leg out from here, you might need to be, a little bit lower angle. Just do it from this position. If you can, get the knee at least to a bend in the hip at least to 90 degrees if you can. But just go to your flexibility. You're going to do this 10 times. So as you're trapping the fascial adhesions with that Tai Chi ball, and then you extend the leg out, you're elongating the muscles, and you're going to get a release in some of that fascial adhesions. 10 times with that one spot. From there, we're going to take that strap and we're going to put it around the foot. And now this time, we're going to do again 10 times, but this time as I extend out first, then I'm going to put a stretch on the hamstring. I'm going to hold that for a 30 count. Then I'm going to bend the knee back down. Again, I'm going to extend up. I'm going to pull back on my leg, and I'm going to stretch it for 30 seconds. And I'll do that 5 times. So 10 times where I'm just doing a extension out, 1,001, 1,002, come back down, 1,001, 1,002. I'll do that for 10 times. Then I'll get the strap on, and we'll do 5 repetitions of where we extend the leg out and then stretch it for 30 seconds. At which point, I'm going to move that Tai Chi ball to a different area. When you move it to a different area, just start from the beginning again. 10 times extending out, and then 5 times with the strap on. And just hit multiple areas along the hamstring. Great way to really get in on that, any fascial adhesions that you have in your hamstring. Great way to break it up. Give that technique a try. Okay, so work on those fascial adhesion techniques on your hamstrings. Give it some time. Fascial work isn't an overnight type of thing. It takes time to break up adhesions. You have to be consistent, and you have to work on it week after week after week. So don't get discouraged if it doesn't seem like it's helping in just a couple of sessions. Work on it consistently and keep at it. And as the adhesions loosen up in there, slowly start incorporating some of your hamstring stretches. And you're going to notice as you're breaking up adhesions, you're going to get more out of those stretches, and you're going to get some increased flexibility in those hamstrings. These are the little things we worry about at OcraMed Health when you sign up for our 90-day fitness program. So if you're interested in our program, working one-on-one with me to build lean muscle without the bulk, you definitely want to go to my website, www.OcraMedHealth.com. Sign up now. Also available on my website is my ebook, The Accommodation Avoidance System. It teaches you how to lift heavy on your basic weightlifting lifts without hitting plateaus. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to my channel, OcraMed Health on YouTube. Questions about injuries or exercises, just leave a comment in the comment section below. I always get back to everyone who writes in. And don't forget, OcraMed Health is here to keep you fit forever.